Hey everybody, Daniel Maznet here for Cowboy Charcoal, and we've got a really simple recipe for you today. We're gonna take the traditional beer can chicken and we're gonna make a Jack and Cola canned chicken for you. Now today we're gonna use our Cowboy hardwood briquettes. These are a fantastic line of briquettes that you're gonna start to use and you're gonna love them. Why are you gonna love them? Because they're all natural. And what does all natural really mean when you're talking about briquettes? Because there's a lot of briquettes out there that say they're all natural. Well, ours truly are. And to open our bag of briquettes, simply pull the string, remove the tape, and your bag is open. And when we talk about briquettes, you can see these briquettes are a nice deep black color with a nice big pillow. And all we use in these briquettes are all natural wood char from our lump charcoal program and a little bit of vegetable starch binder. So you're not getting any impurities throughout your cooking. So to get started with our recipe today, we're gonna fill our charcoal chimney about 3/4 of the way full. Now that we've got our chimney full, we're gonna light our Cowboy fire starters right here. These are all natural wood wool fire starters and they light pretty fast. Place the chimney right over the top, and in about 10 minutes, you're gonna have charcoal that's just about ready to go. All right, after about 10 to 15 minutes, you're gonna see that the flames are starting to come up around the charcoal chimney, and you're starting to get that ash color in your charcoal. And it looks like here we've got probably about another 10 minutes or so to go. We've got just a little bit of ash color on the tips of the charcoal. So we're gonna let that go for a little while longer, and now let's prep our chicken. And this is really simple. It's just any kind of seasoning that you like, any kind of barbecue seasoning. We're gonna use a combination today of Jack Daniel's seasoning and a little bit of Christy Vanover's chicken rub because it has a little bit of kick right on the end. You could also use Jack Daniel's Fire if you like a little bit of heat. You could use Jack Daniel's Honey if you like it a little bit sweeter. But we're gonna use just a basic chicken rub, a little bit of olive oil, and then a little bit of the chicken seasoning. So first thing you wanna do is you wanna take your chicken and make sure you run it under a little bit of cold water. Just rinse anything off that might be on it. I always do my chicken on a plastic cutting board or plastic surface so you can really wash that off and make sure that you don't have any contamination anywhere. Okay, so we'll take our bird, we'll add a little bit of olive oil to help make all those seasonings stick, right? Make sure you add olive oil to both sides. And try to keep one hand clean, meaning one hand that isn't touching the chicken and one hand that's putting in the spices and seasonings. So we'll start with our chicken rub. We're gonna liberally put our chicken rub all over the chicken, inside and out. Don't forget to season the inside, because that's where you have a lot of the meat, that's where you have a lot of the flavor, and that's where your liquid is gonna penetrate through the skin. So you wanna make sure there's a lot of seasoning in there. Both sides, and put as much seasoning on it as you like. If you like a lot of seasoning, really douse it with seasoning. If you just like a little bit of seasoning and you like more of the flavor of the chicken, use a little bit of seasoning. It's completely up to you. We're gonna add a little bit of chicken rub. I'm gonna put a little bit of that in the neck cavity as well, and a little bit more inside. And now you can use beer. If you're a traditionalist and you want a beer can chicken, I'm gonna use Jack and Cola today. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna pop the top. Some recipes tell you to pour a little bit of it out so it doesn't bubble over too much. I like to leave all of the liquid inside. We're just gonna take our chicken, we're gonna put it right over the top of the can. And we're gonna stand it straight up. You might wanna tuck your wings in to make sure that as it cooks, it looks good. And that's it, that's 100% of the recipe. So as soon as this is done, we're gonna go back and we're gonna check our briquettes. We're gonna make sure that they're ashed over nicely. And when they are, we're gonna pour the briquettes into the grill so we have a nice 2-zone fire. All right, so once the chicken's been cooking for about 15 minutes or so, we're gonna add a little bit more flavor and a little bit more color to the chicken by adding some cherry wood chips. So we're just gonna take some Cowboy, cherry, all natural wood chips. Any wood chips that you like will do. Apple would work great for this recipe. Hickory would work great for this recipe. If you like something that's a little bit stronger, you can use mesquite wood chips as well, but whatever your preferences are. Today, we're gonna use cherry. So I'm gonna add about 2 handfuls of cherry chips. I'm gonna put some directly on the briquettes, and I'm gonna put some in a foil pan or metal tin that I have sitting there as well. So those will take a little bit longer to smoke, so it'll add a little bit more smoke flavor throughout the burn. If you are using a foil pack or a smoker box, you should be prepared to change your chips every 45 minutes or so to make sure you have that constant smoke rolling through your cook. Okay, so our chicken's been cooking for about an hour and a half or so. We've cooked this on a 2-zone fire at about 350 degrees, and we've watched the temperature slowly come up to 165 in the white part and 175 in the darker part of the meat. The darker part is the leg and the thigh area. After we let this rest for about 15 minutes, because the can that you use, the liquid inside there is gonna be very, very hot. So you wanna make sure you give it a chance to rest and cool down before you start to take the chicken off. Then we'll just take the chicken right off the top and then take the can right out of the bottom and we'll cut it up. You have a nicely carved chicken. You've got all your pieces. You can top it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of parsley, or your favorite barbecue sauce or other seasonings. I'm gonna try a piece here. This looks so moist and juicy and delicious. Boy, these flavors are absolutely fantastic. You really taste a lot of the Jack Daniels, you taste a lot of the cherry wood chip smoke that we used. Such an easy recipe. This will definitely become one of your favorites, and try it with whatever type of can of liquid you like, whether it's soda or Jack and Cola or beer. Make it your own and make your own recipe. I'm Daniel Mosnet with Cowboy Charcoal, and until next week, keep cooking with Cowboy.